but it's I'm not going to tell you whether or not it existed beforehand.
Okay.
We might be mutants. Or rather, you guys might be mutants.
Are you saying they're X-Men?
Perhaps.
Oh, what do they call them in the Swamp Thing cartoon show?
No, I don't know. Yeah, because one of the worlds that I was going to build for D&D that I still am working on was that everything is actually just technology that
Yep.
people don't understand. So all of like the wizard spells and all the magic spells can be explained via some sort of technology. Granted, I pushed Earth into like the 5th century.
Nanomachines.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly.
When in doubt, you
No,
invoke nanomachines.
Magic definitely exists. Now, some things that people believe are magic could be remnants of technology. Obviously, like the flashing lights and things that you guys saw, the only way you know to create that is through magical means, pretty much, or fire and stuff. So, there definitely is going to be technology that could be mistaken for magic, but magic is technically still a separate thing that does exist. So,
Okay. I was just trying to figure out because, like, what does that make my storm in a bottle? Like, if you took my idea, it's just technology. What the hell is it?
It's a mood ring.
It's one of those. It's one of those electrical orb things that you put your fingers on and it connects to you. And
I just noticed that every time I go, just like, please guide me. Oh God, something's wrong.
One of those things combined with like a fog machine, so there's fog inside of it. No, I'm kidding. No. Yeah. So I was like at work today. I was like, oh man, what am I going to come up with them to do? I was like, they're either going to try and backtrack, and I was like, so I can either let that happen, and so I created a bunch of stuff to happen in the hills, and then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try and direct them in further into the hills with this temporal thing, but then technically the decision was ultimately up to you after that point, that you could have ignored like the smoke trail and gone somewhere else. I would have gone along with you, but I wanted to push you into the hills because that's the stuff I'd come up with today. So, that's what I had stuff prepared for. But although I will say I came up with that temporal loop on the spot, so when I realized you guys were going a different direction, I was like, shit, I don't have anything for them to do in Bastion.
So what exactly were you going to do if I didn't have a lightning spell?
I was going to make your prayer work and have those tree get struck by lightning.
Got it. Because I only have the one.
Or at least you were going to think it was your prayer that had worked or something, and the tree was going to get struck by lightning. But
are you telling me that my god doesn't actually exist?
I don't know whether or not your god exists. You'll have to find that out.
God damn it.
Because you could say that about any god, couldn't you, Nick?
Ooh, controversial.
Do gods exist, or is it just, do they only exist so much as people believe that they exist?
Okay, before we get too much into philosophy, I'm going.
Yeah, good night.
But I was going to say, because we could straight up just go into the whole, like, the meaning of existence, because doesn't something only exist because we acknowledge that it exists? So technically, via an outside source, the human race doesn't actually exist.
My least favorite branch of philosophy right there.
Oh, it's my favorite.
The universe only exists because we perceive that it exists.
Because we perceive that it exists. So, like, the only way something can exist is if some outside force believes that it exists.
Yeah. So
therefore,
as far as any of us are concerned, nothing technically necessarily exists. We are just perceiving its existence.
What is that branch of philosophy?
No, not necessarily that, but like if something is
perceived,
but if something is perceived as being in existence, it does exist. We'll just say that. So therefore, technically, the human race doesn't exist as far as we know, because there's no outside force acknowledging the existence of the human race.
Yeah.
So therefore, nothing actually exists.
That's
It's
why,
such
like,
It's such a weird, stupid form of philosophy.
yeah, there's lots of different ways you can discuss that and bend around that and stuff.
Epistemology, that's the word I was looking for.
Epistemology. Is that with an I or an E?
Epistemology, and it is the study of knowledge.
The theory of knowledge, especially regarding to its method, validity, and scope.
Yeah.
Of what distinguishes or justifies belief from opinion.
It's my least favorite branch of philosophy because it basically, like, if you subscribe to any belief other than the fact that things exist, you're basically discrediting any other branch of philosophy.
There is that.
And so it's like, okay, if anything but, objective knowledge is the truth, then what's even the point of discussing anything else? So
Yeah.
I find it very unproductive to
I just
engage
feel
in
like-
that discussion.
I feel like people who actually, like, straight up are, like, what you would call an epistemologist. I feel like they all just get together and that's all they talk about, and they don't ever talk to anyone else.
You're probably right.
Like, they're just their own little society.
They're like the Scientologists
They're like the Scientologists.
or the flat earthers. They just ignore everyone else and just do their thing.
Oh, what was that thing on the internet?
Everything.
There's people who believe the Earth is flat all around the globe.
Think about that again, please. All around the globe.
Oh, it was funny.
I
So,
like
what is
the,
this
the
Swamp
Hollow
Thing
Earth.
opening theme?
It's the Wild Thing song, slightly altered into a Swamp Thing.
I like
Which
the
kind
Hollow
of-
Earth people who
it kind of
think that
pisses me
there's
off a bit.
the reptilians living inside of the planet.
Yes. Well, that's actually true, obviously.
Obviously.
Well, yes,
I mean,
but in
look
order to
at,
get
look
there,
at the evidence.
you have to fly a plane over the North Pole, and then you're going to come out the other side on the inside where there's a star in the middle of the Earth.
Yep.
Yep.
Like
and all
those,
the
it's like
lizard
those
people.
Forerunner Shield worlds from Halo, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it couldn't happen. I'm just gonna say probably not.
I'm going to say that through seismology, we're able to pretty accurately say that that's not the case.
Yeah, considering we can actually measure the magnetic field based on the molten core,
Iron
of the
core,
Earth.
yeah. Well, mostly iron. There's plenty of
Yeah.
other stuff in there too, but
It's iron and other heavy metals, but
Yeah.
iron is the part that
It's the
actually makes it
dominant one.
magnetic.
yeah.
Which, by the way, the Earth's magnetic field is due for a reversal
Yay!
within the next 10,000 years.
Oh man, I might actually live to see it.
It might not be fun.
No,
It would kind of fuck everything up for us.
Kinda.
I'm looking north, but my compass is pointing south.
Oh, it would fuck up everything electronic
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it would.
Because when
That
the
big of a
reversal
magnetic
happens,
change.
the magnetic field that protects us from solar radiation ends up weakening, and so everybody gets cancer.
Everybody who goes outside gets cancer.
Everybody who goes outside and doesn't live under a lead roof.
So I will be fine.
Except for the
My-
high lead count in your blood.
In my bunker full of video games.
Yes.
Except for that my electronics would probably stop working from the magnetic shifts. But that's beside the point.
Well, it'd be more like the electrical infrastructure, like the power grid would go offline, so you better be
Yeah.
running off a generator.
Yeah. I'll be pedaling as I play.
Hey, you'll be in
I'm
shape.
just gonna play Mass Effect for the 17,000th time.
Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out, Nick.
I know.
There's just an ad for it on YouTube. When I was hanging out with Tori last night, it popped up, and I was like, And she was just like, I'm waiting for you to squeal like a little girl. And I was like, I almost did.
I mean,
You
I
would,
really
but it was
want
too
it, but I don't know.
high-pitched.
Am I gonna miss out because I never played 2 and 3?
No, this one's not supposed to connect to the other story at all, except for that they exist in the same universe.
Okay.
If it exists like after the events of the other one, there might be mention of some of the major things that happened in the games, with the Reapers and whatnot. But
Yeah, which I
beyond
kind
that,
of have an
do that.
idea of.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna, because they specifically said it has nothing to do with Shepard at all. So if Shepard exists in it at all, it's going to be in just like a reference of this is what Shepard did in our historical records.
There'll be
And
statues.
we remember Shepard fondly for that. But it's taking place in a whole other galaxy. So,
But the statues are all going to be wrong because they won't match your character creation.
My name is Shepard, and this is my favorite store in the Citadel.
they're all going to be Krogan.
We're all going to be Krogan.
Just a Krogan statue, Shepard. And we're like, yeah, of course he was Krogan. Guy had a quad.
Guy had a quad.
But yeah. Although I still would recommend playing the second and third games.
No, I know, and
the first one.
Meaning to borrow them from you, but every time I go to play, I don't know, man. I haven't been able to play games like I used to.
Yeah. It's been hard for me to sit down and play a long-winded game. That's why Overwatch is really working for me right now, because it's just quick, simple.
Even though you still play it for long-winded amounts of time.
I do, but it's like I can play a match and then be done if I want to. I have that option.
Yeah.
I'm not like stuck in a story that I'm like trying to unravel or that I've already played before.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I've always been such a movie buff that if I'm going to amount any length of time over like 2 hours to anything, it's generally a movie.
Yeah.
Like I went back, like I've been going back and watching pretty much all of the any like God mythos movies lately, and I don't know why. Like last night, I watched both Percy Jackson movies.
Oh, nice. Chris has Gods of Egypt on his Plex server. Nick? No! Oh.
Apparently, the buttons on my mouse do things.
Yeah, Chris has Gods of Egypt on his Plex server. I've been kind of wanting to watch it if you ever want to watch that one.
Which one was that?
That was that newish one that came out like last year.
With What's His Bucket?
What's His Bucket that played Harvey Dent? Yeah.
Yep, I've seen it. It's really good.
Is it? Okay. I definitely want to watch it, so.
Yeah, what is it? Was that one Gods of Egypt?
Gods of Egypt is what it's
Gods
called.
of Egypt. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's really good.
So I was definitely looking at maybe seeing that soon. Well, just since you were talking about gods and stuff. Oh.
Yeah. No, yeah, because I watched that and I watched like both of the newer Clash of the Whatever movies. I watched the Clash of the
Titans and Wrath
Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans, yeah. I watch those again. Clash is so much better than Wrath of the Titans.
That's because Clash is based on the original and Wrath is just something they made up new to try and follow it up. Clash of the Titans is based on the original Clash of the Titans, which is based on the actual Perseus myth from Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Which is why it's good. I mean, obviously those myths were well crafted because we're still telling them today. Whereas Wrath of the Titans was something a bunch of studio buffs put together because they wanted to make a few bucks. And so I never saw it. I actually never saw the new Clash of the Titans because I was like, I'm going to hate it no matter what because I love the original.
The original's really good. I'm kind of a movie buff. I like technology too. Though.
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it because being able to see modern CG Medusa, I think it would be really cool. So as long as Medusa's still in it, but
yes, honestly, I liked the portrayal in the Percy Jackson movies better than in Clash of the Titans.
I just like the original Clash of the Titans because I mean it's Ray Harryhausen, I mean it's some of the best animation still to this day, and it's stop motion.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't mind seeing the new one now, going and watching it. I haven't had really an opportunity because I never bought it, and it's not like on Netflix or anything. So
It was on Netflix for